Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. In this video, I'm going to be planting my pansies into this space, which I prepped in a separate video. I'll link that up at the top here and down in the description so you can see how I initially prepped this space. I have a couple bags of cow manure that were ripped at the garden center, so I brought those home as well. I'm going to spread those out in here, and I'm going to put a couple more bags of soil conditioner on this. It's such a big space, I had only used 2 bags. I'm going to go to 4 bags. Then I'm going to run this electric tiller through here real quick and just incorporate it very, very quickly. Then I have about 3 additional bags of soil conditioner I'm going to use just on the top, and it's going to be almost like a mulch on the top. And then I'm just going to plant the pansies directly into that. I have white because most of this is going to be a white garden in this area of my yard, but I do have a mixed flat too that has a little bit of purple and blues in them. That should look great. I'm going to step them back from the driveway a little bit right here because I've got some crocus and some hyacinth bulbs that are going to go in, and they'll end up a little shorter than the pansies, so they'll go in the front. I have a lot of tulips that'll be going in the middle. Those will be in later videos. It's not time yet to put those in the ground. It's about the second week of October in my area. I'm in zone 7B, so it's definitely time to put pansies in. Right now, the soil temperature's right, which is below 65 degrees. If you have a soil thermometer, you can check that, and check it about 4, 5, 6 inches deep. You're not checking right at the surface because that is changeable when the sun goes up and down. I'll be using liquid pansy food. Fertilizer in the winter is kind of tricky because all the microbes and everything in the soil that you need for fertilizer to work well are not as active. So this is a pansy food that is specially formulated to work better in lower temperatures. And I'll link that in the description below. But that's what you're going to see me do. I'm going to spread this cow manure out. I'm going to spread these 2 bags of soil conditioner out, incorporate that really quickly, and then I'll get started planting. I use the back of the garden rake to just smooth out these humps that are in it from the marks from the tiller. One rock. Okay. The back of this rake makes quick work of this. Not moving a lot of soil, just trying to knock the high spots down. Not really putting any effort into it other than push-pull. This soil is really nice now. When you're using this garden rake, make sure you put the tines down all the time. You learned that one the hard way. The proper spacing on pansies, if you're putting them in the fall, is about 8 inches. We're gonna have plenty of time for them to fill in over the course of the early winter and early to mid-spring and really fill in pretty tight. If I was waiting till spring to put them in and I was gonna have a very short period of time that they were gonna be there, I'd probably move that in closer towards 6 inches or so. But when I'm planting on a cloudy day, which today is a cloudy day, I'm actually gonna lay these out like I want them, and then come back in and plug them in very, very quickly. If it was full sun out here, I might just do 1 or 2 packs at the time. But today with the clouds, I'm going to be able to lay out lots and lots of them. And I'm just going to go back and forth from one mixed blue flat to one white flat and just blend them in. I'll get the exact spacing and everything once I get to start planting. This cloudy day allows me to kind of lay them out so that I don't end up making a mistake, I'm not going to be short. If I need to space them a tad bit wider or a tad bit closer, I'll be able to do that. These have gotten a little bit leggy. I've had them at home for a few days in a shady spot, and they got beat up by a little bit of rain. But like I say, I'm just going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. One pack of the mixed white and blue and one pack of the white. I actually have this broken up well enough here. You can see that you can just use your hand if you've gone through the steps I just went through. This is 4 bags of compost, 5 bags of compost really, and 4 bags of pine bark soil conditioner that's blended in, and then 3 that are just top dressing it. So I can make quick work of this. You can take a trowel like this, and if you just put it in and pull it back, it'll create a perfect spot to set it in, and then you can pinch it down like that. This is how we do them on landscape jobs. You can just roll really, really quickly like that, using the trowel, pull back, set it there, pinch it back in, and you're done. And then later we'll water it in to tamp them in a little better. But that's really how I do it. But like I say, this is so loose, I can take my finger and probably do it even faster. So that's where I'm going to choose. This is a Corona trowel. It's got a nice handle on it. And if your soil's still a little tough, that is a good technique to use. Like I say, stick it in, pull back, drop the plant in the hole, pinch it in, and keep rolling. But I am going to take my hand, use one finger, stick it in there, and keep on rolling with it. And I'm trying to keep kind of a moon shape here. I've kept an extra pack of white and an extra pack of purple. And so if I find that I have any holes as I go here, I'll plug them in. On the back here is going to be very tall bulbs, and in the very front is going to be short bulbs, and in the middle is going to be tulips will be blended into these. So that's how that'll go. And I am not doing this in any scientific fashion. There is no math or anything to what I'm doing. I'm kind of making sure I'm not putting one right on top of another, and just keep on moving with it like that. If I find that I have an extra one somewhere, I'll put it to the side, and I will use it to make the moon a little bit bigger up at the top. The area I walked in, I'm just going to smooth it out right here. This will be for crocus and hyacinth bulbs. When it's time to put those in, that'll be another few weeks before I do that. And there'll be daffodils and other tall bulbs here in the back. Right here, just getting rid of my footprints where that was. And there you go. That's about 120 plants. I don't know how long that took. It wasn't too bad. So that's it on getting the pansies in the ground. They're a little closer than 8 inches for sure. I tend to do that. I'm going to put my lower bulbs in the front there, tallest bulbs in the back, likely tulips right down through the middle of the pansies. That'll be over the next month or so. Bulbs go in the ground at different times for different reasons. I'll show you that when that takes place. Next videos, I'm going to be expanding the space way back here and prepping all of this space for different things in the spring. I'm not going to plant anything back here though over the winter, because I'm taking this tree down behind me, and I don't know whether I'm going to drop it this way or toward the road yet. So I'm not going to plant anything there and then drop a tree on it. So I'll take my time on that. This pansy food is water soluble. I have a 2-gallon watering can. It's 1 tablespoon per gallon of water. So I'll put 2 tablespoons in this can, mix the water in there. I'll probably do that twice. So it'll end up being about 4 gallons of mix, and I'll pour that on here. And then everything is wet right now. It's rained recently. My bark is wet. All the soil was already wet. The pansies were wet, and I'm about to put 4 gallons of water on them. That should be good enough for today. I'll come back in a few days and check it. And the way I do that is I'll just rub this bark, and if I go down an inch or so and I see that it's dry, I'll saturate them really, really well. But I use a water wand that has a very light touch. You don't want to take a water hose and slam these pansies. You'll lay them flat to the ground every time. So be careful with that. Something that waters very gently, even coming back with just a watering can with no fertilizer in it, would probably work fine. So thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up if it was helpful. Thank you very much.